Welcome to Marvelicious Toys. We bring you news and reviews of Marvel toys, statues, and more. Because not all Marvel collections can be bagged and boarded. They're not just toys, they're Marvelicious.
We were completely Marvel devoted on Sunday at Toy Fair when we were at the Kotobukiya booth. That was an amazing display they had on there.
They always have great stuff, and their statues never fail to impress.
They had their entire Adi Granov line of X-Men and Avengers set up. They announced the white variant Emma Frost that's going to be a Diamond exclusive.
Ooh.
Dan walked me through their entire booth talking about this, and we recorded it for you. We are here at the Kotobukiya booth with Dan Luan once again. Hello, sir.
Hi, Arnie. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Can I just start off by saying it is so impressive to see assembled right here your entire Artifacts Plus series you've been doing for Marvel with all your Avengers and now all of your X-Men sitting above it.
I know. I mean, I've been here at the show for 2 days now, and I just keep coming back to this case, walking around it, looking at the whole team assembled here. And actually, there's one piece that's missing from this team. If you go over to Diamond's booth, they have a white costume Emma Frost. And that's in their display case. We only had one of those, so since they're going to be their exclusive, we went ahead and had them display it. I'm not sure how they're going to distribute that exclusive just yet.
Yeah, I actually saw some pictures of that, and that looks nice. I was wondering if you were going to do that, so it kind of goes with the Magneto black and white. You got the Emma Frost black and white. Are you planning any other variants from the line?
As of now, this is the line. I haven't seen any other color variants scheduled. White Magneto, as you mentioned, that's a Diamond exclusive. That's shipping now. Magic is at retailers right now, or will be arriving very shortly, probably in the next couple of weeks. Followed by Magic will be Beast, and what you see here is an actual production sample. So when you buy the final product, that's what you will get. He'll be shipping out this spring, April, May. Followed by Beast is Rogue, and her pre-order is open right now. We just made the announcement a couple of days ago and showed the final painted photos online. So you can pre-order her right now. And then for the first time ever, fully painted, we're showing Wolverine.
I was a little nervous about that Rogue. Big Bad Toy Store put up pre-orders for your Spider-Gwen, Bishojo, and Rogue, and I just went ahead and did both first day because I have a feeling that Rogue is going to be one of the hotter ones that sells out pretty quick.
Yeah, a lot of the feedback I've seen has been extremely positive, where people are saying, I wasn't planning on collecting this line, but now with Rogue, maybe I'm going to collect just the females, or maybe I want to start this line now because of Rogue. So we also saw those type of comments when Magneto was shown. So it's really great that there's several entry points for the casual collector, so to speak. We've got our hardcore fans that collected it from the very first entry, which was Cyclops.
Right. I can't tell from the lighting here. Does Beast have a wash on him, or is that just the way the light's reflecting?
He does have some, I believe, dry brushing. He has some shading for sure.
Okay, yeah, I see some dark spots on the arms now.
And that's a good point that you bring up. I think he does have like some very white on there. Yeah, some type of to highlight the fur.
Okay, I want to make sure I wasn't going to report that and have a trick of the eyes, and then I get it and it's all solid. Now that Wolverine piece, that is really amazing to see in person with the slightly metallic paint you've got on the thighs there versus the more matte paint in the body, torso, and the head there. This is the paint master?
That's a paint master. And a neat little insider tidbit is we designed Wolverine and Cyclops so you could put them facing each other, kind of like they were going to do battle. Like if you wanted the two of them to face off against each other, that's how those poses kind of came to be.
Awesome. Yeah. And will the Rogue, Wolverine, and Beast come with the same black bases as the others?
Yes. The Artifacts Plus, the line for Marvel, they all come with the base, and then they have the magnets within their feet, so you can position it wherever you'd like.
Yeah, I was just curious because Rogue on her the PVC circle there, I wanted to be sure.
Yeah, whenever you see a new announcement from us and you see just a clear disc, it's safe to assume that's not the final base. We just use that for photography and display purposes. You'll see the same thing shortly on Spider-Gwen. That's not the final base. We just do that to hold up the figure, because if you look carefully, there's like a little metal rod that actually connects the figure to the base, because there's obviously no magnets in the feet right now.
Yeah, and looking at the Rogue, the way she's kind of on tiptoes on one of those feet, I think you definitely need the magnets. A lot of your Artifacts Plus, they stand so well with or without the base.
Yeah. All of the Artifacts Plus should stand on their own without the base. I mean, it's recommended that you use the base so you don't have any unfortunate accidents. But yeah, she should stand without the base.
And with Wolverine, though, that's the end of the Adi Granov X-Men series, and I don't know of any future announcements for Artifacts Plus. What does the future of the line hold?
Well, we just made a brand new announcement at the show that we're going to be adding Spider-Man to the Artifacts Plus line. And I'm happy to give you some exclusive info right now. It's not just limited to Spider-Man, but it's going to be a variety of characters, including Spider-Gwen, including Carnage, Venom, and some others that I'm going to keep secret for now. But expect all of that artwork and all of that news to start breaking around Comic-Con time, San Diego Comic-Con.
That is great. Now, when you mentioned Carnage, I'm thinking about the fine art statue you did. Are you thinking about any interchangeable pieces? I know you haven't done that with the Artifacts Plus too often in the Marvel line, sometimes with the Star Wars line.
It's very possible because, as you know, Deadpool had interchangeable pieces.
True.
And this line is all sculpted by the same artist in Japan, Abe-san. For the Spider-Man line, we're enlisting the help of Stefano Casali, who actually did our concept artwork for Deadpool. So as of now, we don't have any artwork with interchangeable poses or anything, but it's very possible that as we develop the line further and actually get down to prototyping, that we will include those interchangeable pieces.
Cool. And are you working like off of a piece of art the way you did with Adi Granov that you may be releasing at some point in the future?
Yes. What Stefano did is he drew each character, and then we actually created a group scene too. So it's a little different than what Adi has done, and we hope to work with Adi again in the near future. But right now we'll be moving on to Spider-Man with the artwork of Stefano Casali.
That's great. A real popular character this year with Civil War coming up.
Yeah. When we made the announcement on our social media, a lot of people were just really excited to know that Spider-Man's finally being added to the Artifacts Plus line. So I think it's going to be a real strong push for that. And the X-Men has been doing great for us too. And there hasn't been a whole lot of X-Men product out on the market right now, so I think the timing was perfect to be able to release this line with the movie coming out later this year. So the Marvel Artifacts Plus is going strong.
Awesome. You know, you mentioned the Spider-Man line and the magnets. I'm thinking back to some of the very first Artifacts Plus you guys did for the Clone Wars movie and the clones with the magnets in the feet. And those magnets were so strong, you could actually put them like on a refrigerator, like they were scaling it. So I don't know if you're thinking it all along those lines with Spider-Man, where you'd be able to like have magnets that pose him on a wall or some kind of metal base, but that like vertical.
Yeah, it might be possible, especially with some of the poses we're exploring for the spider characters. You know, they're not just on their legs, but they also have their hands, or maybe one of the hands are on the ground. So if we were to integrate maybe 3 magnets as opposed to 2, it's very possible that you might be able to get it on a vertical surface.
And then before we move away from artifacts, I want to take a look at this Iron Man Mark 45 that you've got here. And I can't recall seeing the Avengers A base before with the red in it, and I think that is really sharp.
Actually, this base was offered on the Mark 43, but this one is all, if you look at it, it's all cracked as though it's been through a battle. So that's what makes it different from the first base that was used on the 43. And as you know, 44 was the Hulkbuster. So this is the final piece from our Age of Ultron collection, Artifacts. And like a lot of other Artifacts statues, there's going to be lights in the chest, the palms, and the eyes. And this should be shipping out probably end of February, early March.
And then moving over a little bit to the Bishojo line there, you've got Lady Deadpool on display. She's shipping very soon, right?
Yes. We expect our inventory, at least for our inventory that comes in through our warehouse, to be arriving later this month. So you can expect her to be at retailers probably by the end of this month or early March.
And we've got Spider-Gwen on display here. You announced her at New York Comic-Con. Yeah. And what has the reaction been to that figure so far?
Just highly anticipated. And like you said, I showed an unpainted, very early prototype during one of the panels that I hosted. And from that point on, everyone's been asking what's going on with her. A lot of people were relieved to find out that we're adding a second portrait of her unmasked. We unveiled this piece during Wonder Festival, which takes place in Japan. That was last week. But ever since images have been shown, it's just been overwhelmingly positive.
Now, compared to some of the other Bishojos, this one seems kind of toned down, almost a little more Artifacts Plus style versus some of the Bishojos. Is that a direction the line is taking in general, or is that something specific for Spider-Gwen?
Well, I know that Spider-Gwen went through a few design changes as far as her posing is concerned, and that was due to input that we received from Marvel. But I wouldn't say that it's a new direction that we're taking on, but I think it's appropriate for the character that she shouldn't be in an overly, questionable pose. I think it's totally appropriate.
Yeah, and I'm not saying any of the others are questionable, but it seems like making the line a little less edgy.
Yeah, I know with some of the DC releases, they tend to be a little more edgy. But we found a nice kind of sweet spot with the Marvel line where they can still be attractive and still, but fall within the guidelines of the property, and so everyone that's involved is happy.
And is that going to be the similar style? You've announced Thor and Loki, and we've got some concept art here. Is it going to continue in that way?
Yeah, I mean, what you see with Thor and Loki. One thing I think which is the first for the Bishoujo line, at least Marvel, is that the two will interconnect at the base. It's not going to be a solid connection with like a peg, but you can kind of edge them together so they form one scene there. But again, it's just what direction we get from Marvel licensing and from their creative department. When we submit sketches, either it's a go or they ask for certain revisions. Many times those revisions are just to maybe make it a little different from another product that might be coming out on the market that we're not aware of, or maybe what initial pose we came up with they feel doesn't truly convey the character and their traits. So there's a lot of factors that go into how these are designed, but in the end, I think when you see the final product, it's always both parties are on board and happy with the results.
And I'm afraid I'm blanking on the name of the artist who had done the Bishoujo line. Is it still the same artist who's working on it?
Yes, Shinya Yamashita. And he's been cranking out the artwork, and it's obviously not related to Marvel, but we've been doing other properties too, including horror and video games. So he's got a lot of work that's been coming out for this Bishoujo line, and we've got a lot of new characters planned for the years ahead too.
Yeah, totally unrelated to Marvel, but I'm excited to see the bride from Kill Bill.
Yeah. The whole Kill Bill license. I've known about that for a couple of years now, and I've just been waiting to be able to announce it. So it'll be equally exciting to see the first prototype up in one of these upcoming shows that we attend.
And then back to Marvel, finally, we've got the fine art statues here. Black Panther, you told me beforehand, this is the final release we're seeing?
Yes, what you see here is it's a factory sample, so it's not going to change too much from what you see there. And again, sculpted by Eric Sosa. And then for the first time ever, we're showing Thanos fully painted. And Thanos will come with an interchangeable portrait. So you'll also be able to display him with kind of a smirk as opposed to the grinning face that you see there.
Nice. And I really love the base of skulls that he's got going on there. Actually, both of these fine art statues, I'm really impressed by the bases. The panther head on Black Panther, the paint you've got on it that makes it look dirty, and the vines. And then Thanos with the skulls and just how he's like standing atop them. The statues themselves, of course, look great, but the bases are really offsetting. And the wood look around the Black Panther, too.
Yeah, that's one of the things with the fine art is we want every base to tell a story. Whatever that story may be, and however it's interpreted by the collector, that's up to them. But we like to do that for the fine art. And I think moving forward with the Bishoujo, we've kind of scaled back the bases, not because we want to do that, but more because of cost. We're trying to keep these within a certain cost range, but we've been hearing feedback, and collectors, they kind of want, the more detailed sculpted bases to come back, and that's what you're seeing with Thor and Loki. It's a rocky base, kind of like the She-Hulk and Red She-Hulk. So hopefully, we'll be able to go back to maybe a sculpted base to some degree, but keep the price point within the range that people are paying now.
And do you know what the Spider-Gwen base might be?
That I do not. I'm thinking it might be some type of print on the disc that maybe to kind of give the impression that she's jumping down from a building, maybe. I'm not sure, to tell you the truth. We'll have to update everyone in a couple of months once that's actually decided.
All right. Any other news you can share with us?
For Marvel, we just got a lot of great things planned. And come Comic-Con, I'm going to be real excited to be able to show the Spider-Man Artifacts Plus line. Maybe we've got some more, maybe some new movie announcements that we'll be able to do, a product for new movies, and we definitely got a new fine art statue in the works. So just a lot of stuff going on for Marvel, and I think fans are going to be very pleased with what they see in the coming months.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
No, that was a good idea. That would be cool if they did some magnetic wall type of things so they could stick to the wall vertically.
Yeah, I would love to have a Spider-Man that I could do that to kind of mix up the display a little bit, and that'd be a lot of fun. Maybe they'll do it. I mean, Kotobukiya is a great company about hearing this kind of feedback and actually trying to incorporate it, so maybe that'll happen. I gotta say, I'm really excited about those first 4 Artifacts Pluses they announced, that with Carnage and Venom and Spider-Gwen, she's going to be everywhere because she's that popular. We're going to be talking about the Funko Pop. Diamond Select has a statue that just went up for pre-order. I guess strike while the iron's hot, huh?
And this is the first time that I've seen the actual painted version of it. I think last time I saw it, she was just an unpainted version. Maybe she was just a drawing.
Yeah, at Comic-Con last year, all they had was a generic drawing. It wasn't even in the right pose saying we're doing Spider-Gwen.
That's right.
This was my first time, I believe, seeing a 3D model of it and seeing how they've really toned down the edginess of that line with this. And it looks like with the drawing of the upcoming female Thor and female Loki that they're going to continue in that tradition, kind of playing it safer than they used to, or than they are with, say, their Street Fighter line of Bishojo statues and such.
Are you going to be as all in on this X-Men team as you were on the Avengers team?
I am all in for their Artifacts Plus until they do something really wrong.
Well, so far it's been only Adi Gronoff, which you're a huge fan of. Mm-hmm. So maybe the Spider-Man could be a misstep for you in your eyes. I don't know.
Well, from the picture they gave us on the catalog, that looks like a pretty kick-ass Spider-Man that they're doing in that crouched pose and everything. And Stefano Caselli is also a great artist. I don't think that he has, in my mind, the name recognition of an Adi Gronoff, because, I mean, Adi, working on the Iron Man movies and things, just exploded into mainstream. But I like his work, and with Carnage and Venom, I'm definitely going to be getting them. I'm curious to see where they go from there. You know, the only thing is, I don't want them to pull a Hasbro where, and Scarlet Spider, and Ultimate Spider-Man, and they're focusing pretty much on good guys across the board. I was excited to hear they're doing Carnage and Venom. He didn't specify if it was Agent Venom. I'm interpreting that to mean it's classic Venom, in which case maybe we could get like a Doc Ock or Mysterio or something pretty cool in there.
Yeah, I mean, just looking at Hasbro's lineup, like you said, the possibilities with Spider-Man are virtually endless. So they could do 3 or 4 different lines of Spider-Man and not repeat characters. But yeah, it's all looking pretty good. I still haven't jumped all in on that, but there's a few of these that are, kind of calling my name.
Thanks for watching this video. You can see full episodes of Marvelicious Toys with more collecting news and reviews at marvelicioustoys.com. We also have thousands of toy and collectible photos in our photo gallery. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Until next time, make mine Marvelicious.